Hello, welcome to Shady Ginger Garage. You're the shades, I'm the ginger, and well, out here's the garage. There's no building here. Now that we've established that I'm a moron, what are we doing today? Well, it's been a while since I did a video. Sorry about that, been busy and broke, and it costs money to do things with cars, so progress has been slow. Bought some things, picked some things up, traded into some things. We're going to start this off with a very quick update, and then we're going to get into the meat of the video. So, where do we begin? Going to start with the Crown Vic. Here she lies, broken down. She has an electrical problem of some sort that cropped up. It left me stranded twice, had to have it towed home twice. Thank goodness for AAA. Anyway, it's a simple connection issue, or it's a solenoid. I don't do electrical, so I just kind of put it on the back burner for a moment, but I'm gonna have to dig into it because I really need this car back on the road. While she's down, and we'll get to that pig back there in a second, but while she's down, I am borrowing the Camaro from my stepfather. This is a 2001 Chevrolet Camaro, 3.8 V6, 5-speed manual transmission. I threw this car together last year, traded into it for free. Had $0 in the car, but the front clip was all messed up and the rear bumper was messed up. It came with the nose, but I had to replace both fenders and the hood. That hood is not perfect, but it's the best one the junkyard had, and it was in a matching color. So slapped this car together. My stepfather mentioned he wanted a nice little sporty toy with a manual transmission. So I was like, well, I just threw this Camaro together. I've got like $350 in parts on it. If you want it, I'll bring it to you, sign the title over, and just enjoy it. So he's been enjoying it for about 6 months. He really hasn't driven it much because he's got a Jeep that he likes to drive more. So I've been driving this. Tires are dry rotted. So I've got 5 brand new tires that are going on this thing Monday. There's the manual transmission. By the way, before you comment, yeah, I hate the 8-ball shifter. I am looking for a better option, but I don't want to put a stock one on there. I'm looking for like a red glitter ball, old school kind of shift knob, so we'll see what I can come up with. If nothing else, I'll see if I can reach out to Jed Scott and see if I can talk him into making me one. There's my shadow. Hi. Anyway, car's fun to drive, you know what they say about driving slow cars fast. It's more fun than driving a fast car slow. So I do enjoy driving this one. He has decided since that he wants a little like S10 pickup or something like that with a manual transmission that he can haul brush and parts and tires and wheels and stuff with. So I'm going to find one of those for him at the first of the year, and this is going to come back into my ownership, and we're going to fix a bunch of things on this car. So if you like 4th gen content, that's coming down the pipeline, but it's going to be a few months. So anyway, that's the update on the Camaro and the Crown Vic. Y'all have seen the van. I haven't made any real progress on it other than putting new tires on it. She still runs and drives great. Still needs a ton of interior work. I am planning to build out the interior on that van. I don't know anything about doing interiors, so going to be a long, slow progress on that, and I'm still trying to figure out how I want to lay that out on the inside. I love the divider cage in it, but the divider cage really doesn't fit into the plans I have for this van, so we'll see how that goes. And here we are out back again. This is my 1993 Chevrolet Suburban that I traded into. Oh, let's see. I had the camper van, if you guys remember that on the channel. I traded that for a blue Ford F-150 that I made a couple of shorts on this channel. That was a fun truck, but I was going to get into trouble with that truck. It was straight piped, true dual exhaust, no catalytic converter, and just to hear those pipes, I was going to tear that transmission up. So I decided I wanted something a little more my style, a little cheaper to keep on the road. And this Suburban popped up, and I jumped on it, and I didn't look at it quite as close as I should have. You do notice, if you know what you're looking at on these trucks, that it has the updated grill, but they didn't update the marker lights like you're supposed to with this grill, so it actually pushes the bottom of the grill out too far. You can see it right there. I have a factory 88 to like 93 grill I'm going to put on this, and that actually came off of a big block truck that I had on the channel before. Anyway, so we're going to change the grill out. The things that I overlooked when I bought this, and there are videos to come on this, is that it's got the original power steering pump, but that's an aftermarket power steering pulley, and for some reason it will not press onto that shaft. Somebody's actually stripped the threads out of this down here on the inside, trying to get that damn pulley on. And you can see the modified narrow belt to try to run this. That is a stock belt that has been trimmed narrow to deal with the pulley alignment problem. And for some reason, tensioner's full slack. It's got that much movement in it. So I don't know what the hell the deal is with the belt. That doesn't make any sense to me. So anyway, the power steering pump, that's one problem. The other problem is, looky here. Any of you OBS Chevy guys notice what's missing here? The ABS module is gone. They deleted it, which is fine. You can delete that. That's not a problem. You just won't have anti-lock brakes, which I don't care about that anyway. What got my attention after I got it home, and should have got my attention before, is this nice little junction block here. I haven't traced these lines out to see exactly what they did here, but it's kind of fabric-cobbled, and the brakes don't work right. The fronts both drag equally, just a little bit, just enough to heat the hub, which is not good on wheel bearings. And then if you're on wet pavement or gravel and you go to apply the brakes, that left rear wants to lock up. So any of you guys that know your way around these better than I do, feel free to chime in the comments and give me your ideas of what the hell's going on there. It could just be rubber lines collapsing and that issue, but I'm not sure. It probably is something that simple, but kind of need to redo the brakes on this truck if I plan to keep it. All right, enough yapping. I've yapped 5 or 6 minutes now, and if you guys have sat through that, I thank you for sticking around. This is what we're here for today. Not doing anything major on this today, but we're going to tinker on a few small things and answer some questions I've got about it. This is a 1985 Pontiac Grand Prix LE, factory 305 V8 car. Of course, these are all carbureted. Fun little car, runs and drives. I've been looking for an affordable G-body for about a decade. I had an 85 Cutlass Supreme with a 350 Chevy swapped into it. I had an 86 Cutlass Salon with a 455 swapped into it. And I also had a 79 Cutlass with a little 260 V8 in it. Those were all fun cars. The 79 had some hidden rot underneath that was pretty serious. I ended up getting rid of it for that. But the other two cars were rust-free and straight, ran great, and I sold them shortly before the G Market body exploded. So, kicking myself for that. Ever since, I've been keeping an eye on the market, just couldn't afford anything. And yes, there's a missing fender. It is in the back seat. We'll get to that. Be patient, please. Anyway, this popped up on Marketplace for $2,500, and I was like, I should really try to find a way to jump on that. It's local, and it's got some obvious problems, but I mean, it's very workable. Well, a couple weeks go by, hadn't figured out how to get my funding together yet, and they dropped it to $1,500. So I pivoted and punted and sold my white 91 Chevy two-door long bed with a 4.3 for exactly the money I needed to buy this. And I went to grab this so fast your head would spin. I grabbed it immediately. Drove it home in the rain. She did great. Not quite as powerful as I would expect it to be, and I've had several 305 cars. Yeah, they're no race car, but I know what to expect from their power range. And this car didn't quite have it, which is fine by me. I didn't even care if it had a motor in it. I was going to go buy this for $1,500. My plans are to put a 350 in this. So anyway, what is going on with this car other than, you know, obvious body damage? You know, it's dinged there, which that's going to be fun to work out. Probably not going to be able to work that out of the door very well, which sucks because of all the G bodies, this is the hardest one to get body parts for. Really hard in this area to find parts cars for these. This fender got smashed right there. I'm assuming somebody slid off the road and into a ditch is where the damage came from on both sides of this car, which is a shame. There's lots of evidence that this car was well loved before all this happened. That's where the door damage came from too, which the door sits proper everywhere, except for here, it's kinked in. And somebody's done body work here. This is body filler here that's almost 1/8 of an inch thick. It's gnarly. I need both doors. Good luck with that, because I ain't found them yet. What tells me this car was loved is somebody deleted the vinyl top. And look, no rust. Like, there's a little bit right here I need to work with. And that's it. She's clean everywhere else. I need to deal with a dent right there too, but unfortunately I left all the little pegs here. I got to grind those off and fill the holes. And I'm not a body guy, but I guess I'm gonna learn. So, you gotta have your car audio sticker and your Edelbrock sticker. Those are both coming off there. Yeah, you see how that window flops and the door panel catches. This door needs a lot of work. See that? It's not supposed to do that. Anyway, let's hook up the battery, get in here and start this pig, because she does run. Here's the interior. She's not terrible. One little broken piece on the dash here, which is a shame because, again, parts are hard to find for these. Got a dash cam that I need to take off the windshield without breaking the windshield. That's going to be fun. And that tack does work, but I got some gauges that don't. Anyway, ignition's messed up, so we're going to not let you see how to start this thing, and we're going to get busy with it. Just that simple. Don't know how accurate they've got that tack set, but seems to work. Still got some leftover crap in here. I cleaned up the interior a little bit. There was a bunch of old car stereos in here. You can see the disaster that they left behind there. Some speaker wire bullshit I've got to clean up. But anything that was valuable or belonged to the car originally I kept. And there's the fender. It's conked pretty good at the bottom, so I got to straighten that out. Alright, she should idle now. Idling a little high today. This is where things get to be a mess. Valve covers leak like a sieve. And a few other things I'll show you that are, well, let's just say they're cobbled, to put it nicely. Anyway, I'm going to shut this thing down before I start an oil fire, and I'll show you some stuff. Ugh, you smell that oil. Car only ran for about 60 seconds. You can see it all cooking off the manifold there. Yeah, that's no bueno. Part of the problem is those cheap tin Edelbrock chromed valve covers. I've never had good luck getting those to seal up right. So, okay, first major issue that I noticed on this car. This is a mechanical fuel pump car. There is an electric fuel pump right next to the battery. Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't that supposed to be mounted as close and low to the fuel tank as possible? Because these are designed to push fuel, not pull it. Now, maybe this one is one I'm not familiar with. I don't know. I haven't messed with electric aftermarket fuel pumps very much, so I could be wrong here. But I don't think that's supposed to be all the way up at the front of the damn car. Now, one thing I do know for absolute certain is it is not supposed to be mounted right next to the battery. That's an ignition source, guys. And that is a fuel source. Mucho dangerous. No bueno. This is their fuel line coming out of that pump. Just right up here, looped over. Luckily, it's not too close to, pulleys or anything, but if it ever got into a pulley, instant fire. And it just goes right back to the carburetor. There's a lot of rubber line, and that's just on the outflow side of that pump. The inflow side of the pump is full of rubber line, too. Now, I don't know how well we can see it from here. Yeah, you can see it. Mechanical fuel pump is right down there. It won't focus on it, but it's right down there. And the fuel delivery tube comes up right here. And for some reason, it's spraying oil out of that at high RPM going down the road, as evidenced by this mess all over the battery also. No bueno. Why in the heck is there oil coming up out of the fuel feed line from the mechanical fuel pump? Like, I've never seen that. Maybe the pump's loose and it's able to draw oil down there where it's sealed or whatnot. It still has plenty of oil in it. So it's not losing it that fast, but this is definitely a problem that has to be fixed. I have to solve that. Among many other issues. So valve cover gaskets, put a new mechanical fuel pump on it, reroute all those fuel lines properly. Then we'll see how she runs after that. But it's got an aftermarket carburetor on it. Don't know what it is. Looks like an Edelbrock. But I haven't even had that breather off. I've literally turned 0 wrenches on this car. I've done absolutely nothing to this thing yet. We're going to start turning wrenches on it today. Nothing major, but we're going to tinker on some stuff. One of which is our next issue, the trunk. I want you to take note of something here. Why would you do that? Why would you Bondo over the keyhole? I assume they were just trying to shave it. You know, that old trend of shaving door handles and stuff. Okay. I mean, the car did come with an alarm fob that also has like a trunk unlock. And there is a power release trunk latch sitting inside the car. So I was told they were trying to wire that up so it would automatically pop the trunk, but I'm really struggling here. Why wouldn't you set that up and make sure it works before you do that? Now I've got 2 options here to get into the trunk. I can pull the back seat out and worm a tool back here and unbolt the latch and open the trunk. Or I can drill that out and see what's behind it and see if I can get into the damn trunk proper. Supposedly there are parts in the trunk I've not seen in this trunk yet. I have no idea what's back there. I mean, it doesn't smell like there's a dead body in the car, so we should be good there. Surprisingly, considering that, that driver's side window on this door, this seal right here is totally wrecked. And yet the car doesn't hold water. So, figure that one. Anyway, I'm going to drill this out, and we're going to see what we can find. Okay, it unlocked. I don't know if I'll be able to get it latched again, but it unlocked. Here we go. Oh, wow. Okay. There's a lot of crap in here. But it's an 80s steering column of some sort with a really cool Chevrolet wheel. Awesome. I was not expecting that. I can use that. Oh, this car keeps getting better and better, and I seriously mean that. Like, I was wondering where I was gonna find a steering column for this, because I didn't want to buy a whole car just to get a steering column and a few other odd and end parts. And I'll have to do a little research, but I'm pretty sure that's a direct swap over. I mean, I'm gonna have to take it apart and put an ignition tumbler in it. But holy crap. Okay, another oil jug. We have what looks to be an old taillight, so somebody has replaced these taillights, because that one's got red tape on it. There's the missing grill for the front. Okay. Alright, I'm going to keep going through this. I'm not going to waste any more of y'all's time. I'll let you know when I find interesting things. Okay, here we go. Yard sale, yard sale, yard sale. Wow, what the hell was in this trunk? Okay, factory tire iron, nice little screwdriver, rubber mallet. There's the other grill piece, but the mounting tabs are broken on it, so not worth anything. Got a couple of good funnels out of it, nice pry bar. Replacement steering column. I can't tell you what a time and money saver that is right there. Holy crap, that's awesome. I just need to get a key made for it. There is a tumbler in it. Tire iron, four-way. This bucket, which may or may not hold water. Armrest for the driver's side. Tweaked pretty good, but better than what I've got. Brand new jumper cables. There's the original air intake breather assembly, which is going back on the car. Original taillight, which has a giant hole in it, but in an emergency, that's better than no replacement. 2 bottles of brake fluid, 2 brand new unopened bottles of green antifreeze, brand new extension cord. Hoping these weren't stolen, but if you're walking out of Walmart, or not Walmart, if you're walking out of Harbor Freight with those, somebody wasn't doing their job at all. Brand new belt sander. That one scares the hell out of me, because the guy that I bought this from told me that there was a sandblaster in there. I assumed he meant belt sander. The reason that scares me is, like, that is not what you use to take paint off of a car. Ever. Period. I assume they were planning to paint this car. That is not the way to do that. I might have to come back to your place and slap you if you were thinking about painting your car with that. No, 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 no. That will destroy more than it fixes. Anyway, neat little toolbox. That was a cool little piece. So that's just what I threw out here. Oh, there were 3 more car stereos in this trunk, in addition to the 5 that were in the back floorboard of this car. That's 8 total that were in this thing. Yeah, I'm not going to think too long about where all those might have come from. Anyway, brand new alternator in a box. Chinese brand. Anybody knows anything about that? I will see if I can find some sort of part number on that. It is set up for a V-belt, which is what this car has, is V-belts. There's some trim. There's the original license plate bracket, so now I don't have an excuse not to run a front plate to the cops, I guess. Great. Found some of the original stainless trim in rough shape, but it's fixable. Obviously, at some point, somebody was planning on pinning the trunk, because they drilled some real nice freaking holes that I need to weld up on both sides. Yay! There's their little trunk popper thing they were trying to do. I'm taking that out. Here's a giant wire. I don't know if they were trying to relocate the battery or if they were going to run a big sound system in this. I'm assuming a sound system. So they drilled a hole for that as well that I got to weld up. So that wire's coming out of the car today. I don't know if it's live. I need to trace it. I don't remember seeing it up front, but maybe one of you guys spotted it in the video and I just missed it. That's coming out. Let's see, there's a distributor and distributor cap. Looks decent. It's HEI, so use that in something. There's the original piece that goes over this, but it's all messed up, and like it was riveted in, and it's all, yeah, I need to clean all that Bondo out somehow and see what I can do about that. We have what's left of a door latch assembly. Here's a battery hold down. There's a C-clamp. One of the backup lamp lenses absolutely destroyed. The other one's completely missing. This currently has a power release latch on it, but there's no button for it in the car. So this is what they were trying to wire up for their popper. We do still have the retainer for the lock cylinder, by the way. That's nice to see. Maybe I can put a lock back in this. There is the original mechanical latch. I'm gonna put that back in the car. I like that better. There's another power latch around here somewhere, but it wasn't in the trunk. It was in the back of the car, so it's up front somewhere. Anyway, that's it for treasures in the trunk. No rust. That's a factory drain hole there, and that's a factory drain plug. They drilled that hole, and they drilled this hole, and they drilled the hole over there, so those are nice. I'm going to have to weld those up, because that's a definite water incursion problem. But yeah, pleasantly surprised with a lot of what I found back here, and not surprised with some of the other stuff I found back here. A lot of these G-bodies got cut up and turned into what I like to call ghetto cruisers. So it's not necessarily going to look less ghetto when I'm done with it. I'm not planning anything super special. I will be changing these wheels. I don't mind these wheels. They're growing on me. And the Cooper Cobras are dated 2024. So they're like brand new tires, except they've already got some dry cracking on them. I don't know if this will show up in the camera or not. They're already dried, and you can't see cracking in this shot, but like that's a pretty dried out hard tire there. I don't know. Tires are only a little over a year old. I don't know why they look that rough. But I saw cracking along the corner of one of these. Anyway, that's it for the trunk. So, come back when I got more. Okay, here we are. Got the power release one removed. This car is not wired for that anyway. Factory manual one is back in place and adjusted. Got my key installed. Closes fairly nice. Still need to adjust the hinges a little bit. We're high on that side, and we're about perfect on that side, but the deck lid's low here in the corner. I'm not quite sure what that's about. Probably just more adjustments on the hinges, but don't really have time to screw with that today. We got weather coming in. I'm gonna have to wrap this up, but opens just fine. This is not as clean as I want it to be, but we'll get there. Like I said, I'm running out of time today. Real quick, show you how mangled this fender is. We're going to try to straighten that the best we can, but it is not going to be perfect. I'm not a body man. I do not have the correct tools, but we'll just see what we can do. Anyway, that's pretty much it for today. Hope you learned something. I wanted to cover more in this video, but I'm just out of time now. And don't have any parts to really do anything serious. I want to tackle that fuel pump next. But anyway, there you have it. Thanks for watching. Bye.